given that you're first year, I understand that you don't know me yet. So for those nga wala pa gid kailan ako, or maybe you are a bit familiar with my name already sa uban. So for those nga walay background gid nako, this is for you. So I want you guys to become comfortable with me. So even though we are not in a face-to-face scenario, I want you to know nga you can approach me sa time nga consultation na to. So, I am a BS Computer Engineering graduate. So, I graduated last 2018 at Bohol Island State University main campus. So, it's around 3 years na since i-graduate ko. I am from Carmen. That's why if you can see, the background of my presentation is a picture of best known nga Chocolate Hills. I've been connected with Crystal E College since 2019 up until present, but I have recent jobs before I've worked here. I've been with Baisuklarin last 2018, and then I worked as a technical support at Concentric Cebu. Right after those jobs, I jumped here at Crystal A College last 2019, and I've been teaching up until present. So, welcome to my class. Before we are going to start, this video, this will talk about how we are going to get started with the MS Word application. So, MS Word or Microsoft Word, this is a software wherein we can type in our documents, we can create our documents, especially the documents that are necessary on board ships. So our subject is software application and network system used in seagoing ships. This is the ICT laboratory. So this is a continuation of the lecture part of this subject. I am your instructor, Ms. Cyril Balantucas, and I will walk you throughout the discussion for this lesson. I am using, by the way, I am using Microsoft Word 2016. So for those who are using other versions, so there are 2010, and if 2007 still exists, you can actually use that one as well. There are changes lang ginagmay. It's because of the version, but similar lang na sila of functions mostly. So for those who are using mobile phones, there are applications that you can download in the Play Store, or if you are using an iPhone, you are going to download that one using App Store. Aside from, we have WPS Office. We also have Microsoft Word yun siya mismo. Actually, there are a lot. You can actually use that one as long as it will still functions the same as this one. So, to proceed, I need you to open your Microsoft Word software. So in my end here, I am using MS Word 2016. So this is the environment of an MS Word 2016. So probably ang uban nga mga version, we have 2010 and the previous versions kay ingani gihapon ang iyahang environment. So if you are using laptops or desktop computers, you can actually replicate what I am doing right now. So type lang si equals rand and then open and close parentheses. So I am going to make this one bigger for you para maklaro ninyo tarong. Okay. So rand kani siyang type and then enter. So this will provide you a sample text in which ma-modify na to, ma-format na to later on. One important thing when it comes to making documents or creating documents, any kind of documents, you have to save it. So how to save this one? So aside from there are shortcut nga functions sa atong keyboard, we can also use our uh, kaning pointer, mouse pointer. But that is depende na sa inyong convenience. If using keyboard is more convenient to you rather than using the mouse pointer, then kamo na bahala na. So if using the mouse pointer, you can click on the File tab, and then there's an option here, Save and Save As. By the way, so for those who are asking, unsay kalahian ma'am ni save o ni save as? So save atong gamiton if the document is wala pa gina siya na save sukad. That means nga kana nga document kay mo pag na siya imuhang pag-create ana. So how to recognize or how to identify that that certain document haven't been saved pa. So ang nakabutang ana sa ibabaw class kani siya is document 1 usually or something document something. So wala na siya file name, it's because wala pa na siya nahatagi na itong file name. Pasabot ana, wala pa na nato siya ma-save. So, inag-click na to ni save, browse ka, and then you're going to provide here the file name. You are the one to provide the file name. So say for example, this is guided learning week 1. Then it's very important for you to understand about directories. So when we say directory, it is the place wherein you are going to save your document. Kaya para dapat gyud timan-an ninyo kung asa dapat ninyo gi-save class. Kaya for example, kung mangita na mo, ano na mo maglisod asa mo gi-save ha. Okay, there are a lot of directories. There are a lot of places wherein you can save your document. So you can have it saved in the desktop, or in the downloads, or in the documents, or in your drive C or in your drive D. But it's applicable for your documents or any photos, images, and dun sa panang mga document diha. Do not save it in the drive C. It's because this is only intended for the operating system and other applications or installers lang. Muna siya usually ni drive C. Kaya if in case na maguba ang inyong laptop or inyong computer, you can still have an access to your files kung ato na nimo i-save sa lain nga ato sa drive din mo i-save rather than drive C. So para mag-practice na ta karon palangdaan o mga backups when it comes to backups, mga unnecessary nga mga ma-shutdown or maguba ang computer simbako. That's why I advise you or I encourage you, do not save it in the local disk C. So you can save it inside your local disk D. But in my case here, since this is just an example, I will just save it in the desktop in order for me to have an easy access for this one if in case mangita na ko. Desktop classes, okay, i-save na to siya ni desktop ha. So when I say desktop is, kani siya, the default environment right after booting sa inag-boot sa imuhang computer, mao na siya yung makita nimo. So asa man to ang ato ang gigama. So this one here. But we can actually go back to here. Okay? So mo na siya i-save. So atong i-try o close ha. I-try na to close. And then we're going to locate asa na to gibutan na to ang gi-save. So we are going to open the File Explorer. And then, doon ta sa desktop, pangitaon na to siya. That's why it's very important for us to know what we have named the document. Unsay ato ang gihatag nga ngalan niya. Kay para dali na to siya ma-trace. So ang gihatag na to nga ngalan at first we have guided learning week 1. So if we're going to click this one and then press enter. Okay, so mo niya itong gama ganina. Ma'am, how about save as? Okay, save as is, this is another type of saving a document wherein you are going to create a copy out of it. So this is your original document. But if you're going to click on Save As, that means nga, magama kag laing document para, for example, imo kitang editan. And then, usually nga ni siya class if magama mo thesis or something ingon ana or kinang mga importante nga mga document, and then you cannot take risk nga na ay ma-change ana niya na yung author ana niya. So, ang imuhang buhaton is mag-create kag copy. Another copy to this one. Kay para ang katong new copy, mo to siya imuhang eksperimentuhan para dili matandog ang imuhang original na document. So, mo ni siya gamit ni Save As. You're going to click on Save As. Again, it will ask you as to where you're going to save that one. So, this time, in my end here, I am going to still save this in the desktop. So, I will name it Guided Learning Week 1 Backup. Okay, and then save. Okay, so as you can see, changes reflect in the title bar. So instead of Guided Learning Week 1 ng siya, karon na siya backup, it's because this is the copy of the original. So if we are going to close this one, so kung nakabantay mo, dara si backup, nag-hover na to, dara si original. So, mao ni siya result pag save as nato si backup, mao ni siya ang atong original. So atong gamiton gihapon karon si original. Okay? So, if we are going to convert this one into a PDF file, pwede pud siya class. Kay PDF man god is para dili nimo siya. Say for example, this is a Word document man, di ba? You can edit, you can type anything, or you can delete anything, you can insert, or whatever ang imong mabuhat ana. So, bungkag siya. The tendency is, if you are going to download it from a PC na lahi siya o compatibility when it comes to the word processing software nga naa niya, for example, previous version siya, maguba siya kung dito nimo siya gamuon sa latest na version o niya adto nimo i-open sa Windows 7 say for example ang iyahang version sa Microsoft Word is pinakadaan. So, na tendency maguba ang mga pictures, maguba ang imong mga formatting styles, ingan ana. So that's why ang uban nga buhaton is ilang i-convert into PDF. So how? Since saved naman ni siya, di ba? That's why still we're going to use Save As. But this time class, kabantay mo ganina, we have other option here. We have to save as type. So ganina is Word document man to. I-click nang na siya, and then there are a lot of options kung unsa nga type ang imuhang ihatag niya. So this time, I will choose PDF. It's because my goal is to make it a PDF file. So if I am going to click on Save, mo-create na siya diretso og PDF, which is ma-open na siya sa imuhang browser, or if you have Adobe Reader, mo to siya imukuan. So kung kabantay mo, di ka ka-edit ani or something. Kay this is in a form of a PDF. So intact na siya. Bisan pag ibalik-adto na mo siya i-open sa mga smaller versions ng mga operating system, wala kay problema. Okay. Next is opening a document. In the File tab class, there are a lot of options. We can actually print from here, share, export, and close, but we are just going to talk about a few things by which mo gid siya kasagaran nga magamit ninyo on board. Ang ato ang isugutan is the most important lang na magamit sa mga document. If we are going to click on open, pasabot ana, mag-open lang ka sa imuhang mga Word document. So if you are going to open the backup, since what we have right now is the original one, you are going to click on backup, this one, kaya mo siya i-open. Then you can open that one. Ang mahitabo karon is duha na ka Word document ang imuhang i-open sa imuhang end. We have the original and then we have the backup. So we are going to close the copied text, document, and then we are going to stick on the original. So in close ani niya, mao lang ni siya, you can actually restore it down para ma-minimize siya, para ma-drag na siya all around the entire desktop. And then, i-minimize siya pasabot, nara siya diha, wala siya ma-close, wala din siya gi-exit, but then, wala lang siya nakita. If you're going to click on that again, nagawas niya, kaya since naka-restore man to siya, but we can actually expand that one by clicking on maximize, kaya para mo fit siya sa window. Okay? Again, this is just very easy lang. Actually, mahimo siyang recap lang for those na nakaagi na og mga lesson when it comes to Microsoft Word. So, now let's proceed with editing. Okay? So, editing is something like you're making changes towards your document. One thing nga command para makaingon ta nga this is already an edited document or something. We can insert text. So inserting text, that means nga, for example, this is the cursor man, this is the pointer, diba? So kung asa dapit ang imong insertion point, so let's call this one insertion point. It's because, for example, here, nag-click na ko ani, kan bitong ga-blink dito siya class, kasabot ana, mo na siya imong gina-work at this moment. That's why you can insert here. For example, I am going to insert the word love. So, add to siya na insert is because man dapit akong insertion point. Dili siya mo insert lang bisan asa. Kung asa, for example, ari mo siya before sa video. So, ani ka mag-insert of beautiful. Okay. So, that is just a simple way of inserting text. Selecting text is mag-select lang ka. Okay, for example, select. Or you can double-click with the word niya mismo. Okay, di ba? Kaduhaon naman siya click. Or i-highlight mo siya. You can use either way. Next is selecting a paragraph. Okay? So if you're going to select a paragraph, i-on lang nimo siya, i-highlight lang nimo siya, and then i-select ang entire nga paragraph. And then, selecting a sentence is, okay. So, if you are going to hold on the control and then click on the any word niya nga naa diha, so makaselect na ka sa sentence. Or, simply, i-highlight lang nimo siya, starting from the beginning up until the end. But if magdali ka, kinahanglan ka nga magdali, i-hold lang mo si control and then click one word inside a certain sentence. I-hold ko karon sa control and then I will click on the professionally and then look at what will happen. Okay? So, maselect niya ang entire nga sentence. Okay, selecting column of text. That means nga, di ba, ang tag-column is, maman na siya, for example, pangana. But if mag-standard lang ka nga ingon ani nga, ingani mong buhaton, maglisod ka, for example, dili nimo siya apilon diri nga part, unta dili ko nimo apilon diri nga part. Dili ra sa tunga gid ang imong gusto nga i-edit, di ba? It's very hard for you kung kanila ang imong gamiton. So, click on the Alt, hold the Alt button, and then highlight. Okay, di ba? So, as you can see, dili siya pareha ganina. Kay kung wala ko ga-hold og Alt nga button, kay kung mag-select ko ingon ani, gubot kayo siya. So, if mag-select ang column of text, for example, this part right here in the middle. So, i-hold si Alt and then, okay. So, pasabotan na nga marag naka-gray siya o forma is naka-highlight siya, naka-select ka ana nga dapita. If you're going to change the color from black into red, kanara po siya ang ma-change class. It's because mura man na siya ang imong gi-select. Okay? So next, let's proceed with deleting text. So if mag-delete the class, actually there are two buttons for that one. We have the backspace and we have the delete button. So si backspace class is, this is the way of deleting from the right towards the left. So now I am pressing backspace. So as you can see, okay, na-delete ang Word na document. So if my insertion point is somewhere here, for example, ani, dire. So if I am going to press on backspace, ang akong ma-delete ani is si design. It's because ang theory ni backspace is it will delete characters from the right towards the left. So, ana. Okay? But, if we are going to press on delete, ang iyahang theory pod ana is deleting characters from the left towards the right. So, now I am using the delete button. So, as you can see, delete si design na niyang delete but ang word nga end. Okay? So, if gusto ka nga delete per character ang imong i-delete per word din siya, just hold on the control nga button and then press on backspace. So, one time, big time nga nawala si help, di ba? So, if you control, delete nimo siya, si keep pod ang nawala. One time ra gihapon siya. Wala na ka mag per character as in per letter. One word lang siya. So, next is we have the undo redo. So, undo, this is the button for undo. And this is the button for redo. So, what is undo and what is redo? So, every time you are going to do changes, so say, for example, this one, ako kita siyang gi-highlight yung nana, but then, gibatian, kintahay ko, wala ko ganahin. I have to undo that one. Pasabot, you are going to restore on its previous state. Sa wala pa na nimo siya gi-modify into like that. So, in doing the undo, is ato siyang i-click ni si undo, or another way is to press Ctrl Z. So that is if using the keyboard is more convenient to you than using the mouse pointer. So again, I will press Ctrl Z and then mawala siya. But nakarealize ka nga, okay, nindot ito nga butangan na lang day of color. So I changed my mind. Sakto day ito kong gibuhat. That's the time para mo press ka ni redo. So redo is something like ibalik nimo tong result sa imuhang pag-undo. Diba? I mean, before ka ga-undo, ibalik to nimo. Mo na siya theory ni redo. So, i-click mo si redo, kaya mo balik to siya. So, that is the theory of redo and undo. Next is our very favorite nga part. We have the cut, copy, and paste. Okay? So, what is the difference between cut and copy? Pasting is simply paste. Or the word itself, paste. So, now, say for example, we're going to cut this line here. Cutting is Control X man or kani, cut. So, i-click mo si cut, nawala siya. So, as you can see, nawala siya. But then, if you are going to paste anywhere in the document, say for example this one, in a pasting class, actually, na-apply option on how you're going to paste that one. Pwede kayo nag-right-click ni mo na there are paste options available here, or you can use this one, same lagi hapon sila og output. So, if you right-click na siya, pwede ka og inag-paste ni mo is keep source formatting, pasabot kung unsa tong imuhang gikat, then mo po na siya mopilit. But if you are going to click on the merge formatting, mo po ni siya mahitabo, or if you're going to keep text only, wala, dili niya ma-appeal o ka-paste ang format nga imuhang gi-apply adto. For example, ang format nga naka-apply adto is katong mga red nga part. Okay? So, nag-paste na to ana, na siya. Kagi-cut na to siya. But ibalik na to siya ha. Okay. So, cutting and copying mo to siya. Cut is mawala gid siya kana nga imuhang gisala. But if you're going to copy, highlight nimo siya, then right-click ka, click on copy, or pwede po kang diri ka moagi sa copy, or if you are convenient with the using keyboard, you can actually press on Control C, Charlie. Okay, and then paste it. Okay, copy is something like you're just making a duplicate. But if you're going to cut it, is imo siyang i-transfer from one location to another. So, now let's move on to finding and replacing characters. Find is kabantay mo aning na ay magnifying glass. This is the icon for finding. Or you can actually press Control plus F. Control F. So, para ni siya sa mga, for example, i-click na to si find ha. Okay, na mo gawas nga navigation dire. What you're going to type with the navigation bar is the word by which nga gusto ka nga imong pangitaon. For example, mangita tag word nga word. Okay, there are a lot. Kung kabantay mo, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So there are 5 results. Pasabot na ay 5 ka word nga word sa imuhang document. Okay, so I don't wanna confuse you. Gamit lang po og pictures. Isa ra siya. So, gamit ta og let's try column. Isa ra po siya. Okay, so for example, the word save. Naay duha ka buok nga result ani. So, ang imong gibuhat is simply nag-find lang ka. So, imong pangitaon tanan nga asa man to tanan nga mga word nga save sa akong document ha, akong tan-awon kinakoy i-review. So, pwede ka mo gamit ni Control F or ni find. So now, you can select on replace. For example, ninyo ka nga, okay, sayop day ko tanan nga word nga save ako siyang kanang pulihan o delete. Kaya dili dito siya save unta. So, you can click on replace button. Yes, this one here, or you can just press on Control and H. So, it clicks to replace. So, find what? Diba? Naa siya na-recognize na save na word. And then, for example, if I am going to replace it with the word delete, I have an option here to replace. Pasabot nga, the first word nga, the first word nga iyahang na-recognize, maura po to siya ang pulihan. But if you are going to replace all, pasabot tanan nga word nga saved in the entire document will be replaced with the word delete. Okay, so let's try replace all. So as you can see, okay, there's a pop-up here saying we made 2 replacements, and that you are going to click on yes to continue with the editing. So it states all done, we made 2 replacements, click on OK, and then close the pop-up window. So, ganina is save man to. So, karon is napulihan o delete. So, if you're going to find the word save here, wala na siya results. It's because we have replaced all the words na delete into, save into the word delete. So, if you're going to find for the word delete, mao na siya makita duha. And then, if you can see, is kadtong part nga save ganina is delete na siya sa karon. Okay? So, that is for the editing. Now, let's proceed with formatting the text. So, I will open another document here in order for us to format. So, say for example this one. Okay? I will just close the navigation bar here so that we can be provided with a wide space for the formatting. So I have here encoded na ni siya. I have encoded this one a while ago for example purposes. So formatting text. This time we are not only editing, but we are applying something. That's why we call it formatting. We can apply here colors. We can apply bullets, numbering, and many more. So we have this so-called selecting all text. So if you have a very large nga document, very long nga document, taas siya kaayo. Dili nimo makaya og ingon ang iyang class kanang i-press lang nimo siya ang first o i-drag down nimo siya, maaptan ka og siya mo na siya imong himuon. For example, if you have hundreds of pages. So, naatay gitawag og control all. Ang iyahang shortcut key is control A. So if you're going to press on control together with the letter A, it's automatically ma-select siya tanan. So now, na na-select na nato tanan, let's change the font style into Cambria. So our default font style here is Calibrate. And that if we're going to click in the drop down button here, is naa kayo daghang choices actually. But since mag-create man ta og document and documents siya gamiton on board, magamit ta og kanang medyo naamon tay mga font styles na pang formal, na atay mga font styles pud nga for example pang kasal or something nun ana. That's why we have to be consistent as well with the purpose of our document. So, if kapuyan mo mag-save scroll or ingon ana, you can actually type it here, Cambria. And then click on enter. So, mo na ni siya ang mahitabo. So, from Calibrate, na-change na to siya into Cambria. Then, next is, i-change po na to ang atong font size into 12. So, our default font size at this moment is 11. So, ato siyang himuon na 12. Click on enter. Again, dili ka maka-format anang text nga gusto nimo nga i-format if wala nimo na siya gi-highlight. That's why it's very important to highlight the part in which mo'y imuhang gusto nga i-format. So we have so-called grow and shrink. So kabantay mo ning dako nga letter A ug gamay nga letter A. And then the arrow up and the arrow down. So this one here is to increase the font size or to grow the font size. And then this one here is to decrease the font size. So say for example, kaning magtangtang ta diri ha o okay, for example, kani siya kintahay. So, checklist 1, ako siyang i-cut, ako siyang i-butang dire. Okay. So, kani siya nga part dire. Ako kintay ni siyang I'm sorry. I-ano sa na to. Kaya I want checklist 1 and full routine maintenance na para makuha silang duha, di-cut na ko sila. And then, ako siya, the purpose for cutting is that I want them to appear sa first part pa lang sa atong document. So, I have here checklist 1 and full routine maintenance. So, this one here, ako siyang i-highlight and ako siyang i-grow. Ako siyang i-increase ang iyahang font size without typing here. So if I am not really certain with what font size I am going to give for this one, then ako rin siyang i-click and then bantayin sa mahitabo. For example, if I'm going to click this one 3 times, okay. So mudako siya. Kaya gi-grow man nato siya. But then wala na ta mag-agi diri. So pasabot pa this kind of size this is size 18. So for routine maintenance, ako pintahay siyang i-highlight and then ako siyang i-shrink or I will decrease the font size. So duha ka click kintahay. Okay. So nigamay siya. Next is we have here bold, italic, and underline. So, for example, unsay mahitabo if akong i-click si bold. Bold is just something na i-double niyang iyahang strand, iyang pabag-on. I-click na ko si bold and then nibaga siya. So, kung kabantay ka, kasabot ani is naka-gray si bold nga button. It's because applied siya for this part here. Kaya kung mo-click kung lain nga part is wala na. So, ibalik na ko siya highlight and then i-click na ko siya balik, mawala ang katong pag-apply niya sa bold nga formatting. Next is we have italic. Italic is i-italize mo siya. Ano siya more siya huwi. More siya pinakatay. And then we have underline is naa siya bagi sa ubos. Pasabot ana, this is usually used for giving emphasis. Para ma-emphasize yan nga, okay, so this is something that we can look forward into nga dapat kani siya is mo din siya siguro mo ni siya si mailhan nga mo ni siya chapter or inana something like maghatag lang siya emphasis into a certain document. Okay, so if i-undo na to siya, balik siya ka naman. Next is change case command. So this one here, this is a change case command. So ang option niya is we have sentence case, lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word, and toggle case. So let's try each of them. So if we click ito si sentence case, wala siya mahitago, no? So ato siyang i-try dili. Okay. So, if, for example, kanang naka-realize ka nga, okay, nag-type, nakataas na kayo, gi-type, unya, pastilan, kinahanglan da siya nga, uppercase tanan, dagko tanan, unya, imuhang gi-type kay kanang small letters. It doesn't mean nga mag-delete ka ana, unya, mag-type ka o balik. Kay naaray, change case command here. So, for example, kani si checklist 1, ato siyang kanang i-big letter dayon ta siya dapat ma-click lang kag uppercase. Mo big letter na siya tanan. Or for this one here nga ato siyang i-lowercase pasabot si F, si R ug si M kay mogamay na sila. Okay? So, toggle case on the other hand is just itagol nimo ang small mahimong dako ang big letter mahimong small letter. So, let's try it here. Toggle case. Okay. Diba? Bantay mo. Mismo ni siya ang dako. Nigamay na siya ka. So, siya i-undo ang itong mga changes. Next is color formatting. So, we have here colors class. Para asa man ni sila. Actually, daghan sila. This one here, text effects and typography, something like Martial Word Art. I know that you have already tried this one maybe in your previous subjects or in your previous activities or projects. That's why, since we cannot use this one for our document man, ako lang siyang skip, and then if you want to explore for this one, para magamit niyo sa inyong other subjects, then you can experiment this one here. But in our case, here, since we are making mga legal documents, mga formal documents that we are going to create on board, kay dili na ta kaayo magamit ang mga colors. But depende na siya. But usually, sa mga inganing ng mga klase ng mga documents, especially thesis, research paper, kay wala kayo na siya na-involve na colors. Then, next is we have here, text highlight color. So, what will happen if I'm going to click this one? Okay. So, i-highlight mo siya. Sabot, for example, hatag yung pag-emphasis na, okay, this one here, this is those labeled in yellow nga highlight, those are the most important parts of the document. So, pwede rin na siya ingon ana. But, again, it depends. Next is this one here. Kung kato siya is highlight entire sentence, for example, this one here is the font color, you are just only giving color to the to the text lang, dili acti lang yahang background. So, naay daghan diri. Actually, pwede ka maka-select og more colors if you want to have it customized. Is mag kanang kuan kag color diri mag mura kag sagol-sagol og color. And you can use this one as well. So, as you can see, di ba? So, na siya lahi nga color. Next is text alignment. So, we have here text alignment. We have align left, align middle or center, and then align right, and then justify. So justify is kung kabantay mo, more siya magtupong tanan. I mean, iyahang, okay, this one, murag, iyahang ipatunong din mismo sa iyahang margin, isig kilid. Mo na siya i-justify. And then if we're going to click on align right, musuksok siya dili sa right. And then align left is musuksok sa left, and then we have center is ano siya sa middle. And this one here, center or control E, this is usually intended for giving titles. So say, for example, this one. Nato siyang i-center, and as well as this one, i-center kung nato siya. Okay, kung medyo bothered mo nga, ma'am, layo ako na kayo ilang space, or you can actually, natin gitawag og no spacing class. But if you're going to click this one, is mawala ang imuhang mga formatting nga gina-apply. So, if you don't want that one to happen, then we can have here line and paragraph spacing by which pwede kang okay, 1 ra siya, 1.15 or 1.5 and so on. Then, for this one is ato siyang i-remove ang space after paragraph para dili kayo siya layo ang iyahang indentation. So, as you can see, di ba, if dili na ko siya i-click, layo kayo sila. But if I'm going to remove the space after paragraph, nga niya ang makita po, which is very fine. Fine na siya tan-awon. Okay? So, next is we have bullets and numbering. So, we have here bullets. Daghan ni siya nga klase sa bullets class. You can actually select it here. This is intended for example, giving steps. Or, yes, this one. The 9 numbers siya nga gisunod. Checklist 1, checklist 2, 3, 4, and so on. So, i-highlight na ko ni siya. I-click na ko. Magngita ko bullets dire. Okay. So, as you can see it, gusto kag check, gusto ka og circle, or gusto kag kani, then you can actually define new bullet. That is, depende na siya ninyo. Magamit kag lain na symbol kay kanahan kang kani ang klase sa bullet nga imuhang ibutang. You can use that one as well. Okay? Next is, we have numbering. So, if you don't want bullets, you can also choose numbering, or if AABC na nimo, then you can also change list level here. Kung naman ko ingani nga under that certain bullet is napag siya naka-under nga bullet. Define new number format as well. Next is we have indentation. Okay? So this one here is i-indent mo siya, i-decrease ang imong indent patong sa left, and then this one is to add or to increase the indent. So look what will happen if I'm going to click the increase indent. Knowing that the insertion point of my insertion point is before the letter T in the word the. So, i-click na ko siya, ma-indent siya. I-click pagid na ko siya, ma-indent pagid siya. Balik na ko siya, indent. Okay? So, next is, actually, ari ka sa layout, na po kay mga indentation dire, indent. So, if gusto ka nga, lahi ra ni siya sa margin class, kaya ang margin is affect siya, reflect siya sa entire document man. But if we talk about indentation, this is only applicable if you are indenting the sentence lang mismo or the paragraph. Say for example, this one. Kuanan ka sa imuhang dili ra siya kayo mo affect. Okay, kay right man, dara dili si right, zero ni nato siya. Hindi ka ka-indent sa right mo part. So, sa left, kani man ato ang left, di ba? So, increase na to siya. Okay. So, next, let's move on to border and shading. So, let's go back and then mag-border and shading ta. Nana siya sa... Okay, wait. Okay, here, border and shading. So we have here shading. So when we say shading class, for example, let me see. Ma-shade niya ang entire nimo nga kuan. Dili lang siya lahi rare o kawantay mo. For example, kung karing text highlight color is ang kana ra nga part sa text. Pero dili siya ingon nga malukop gyud siya. Kung makabantay mo kung kani si shading ato ang gamiton, so kani kinsay atong gamiton, ang iyahang tibuok nga kanang kuan gyud apil diri dapita ang koloran, di ba? So this is how the shading works. Border is imo siyang kuralon. Border is kural. So if mag outside border tayo nani, okay. So mo na siyang mahitabo. This copy only provides you one sample. So mo ni siya imuhang kural. Diba? Because we are using here border and shading man. You can also experiment from this kung dili ka ganahan nga dili apilon ang ubos ug ang babaw. So, pwede pod, sikilid ra. Diba? So, it's up to you. Next is Format Painter. Format Painter is very, very important. By the way, before we're going to proceed with the Format Painter, let's just talk first with clear text formatting. So this one here, yung name mo eraser, this clear text formatting or clear all formatting or clear formatting, parihara na siya. Depende lang na siya sa version sa imuhang Microsoft Word nga gigamit. So if you're going to click on clear all formatting class, ang mahitabuan na niya is mubalik siya sa iyang original before ka nag-apply sa mga nag-apply sa mga changes sa mga formatting styles and everything, nag-click mo na niya, let what will happen. Okay? Mubalik siya dun sa iyang original nga yung default, din katong wala pa nimo siya hilabti tanan-tanan. But if you're going to click on control spacebar, ang mawala ra niya is ang iyahara nga font style, but the formatting, the colors, the borders, and everything is hindi siya mawala. Okay? Control spacebar nga po ang i-click ito. So now, let's move on with Format Painter. So, si Format Painter class is mura ni siya o iyahang kapion kung unsay format nga unsay mga format nga gi-apply ana iyahan ang siyang i-copy. So, for example, this one. Pwede ra ka actually, bisag asa ra na niya, kay pariha ra na sila nga naka-format. Imuha na siyang i-highlight and then i-click si Format Painter. So, the moment nga naakay kanang click ana and then nagbuhi nimo ana, iyahang kapion si kung unsay iyahang gi-apply nimo. So, wala man nato siya gihurot tanan ganina. Ang part raman, that's why more po diyan i-copy. But, if i-copy mo siya tanan kana, click kag Format Painter, and click mo siya ana, iyaha din na siya i-copy everything. Okay? So, that's how Format Painter works. Mura na siya copycat. So, kung para dili na bitaw ka magsigi og click pa kag border and shading, para mangita pa ka sa color and whatever, nya masayo pag ka kay na color nga pari-parihara. So, ang imong gamiton na lang is Format Painter. Kaya it will actually copy everything from the font style, up to font size, up to the colors, the formatting, everything. Okay? So, that's how Format Painter works. Next is modifying page layout. So, arita ni page layout tab. Dito. So, ang magamit rin nato siya kasagaran ani classes, we have the margin, the orientation, the size, and the column. So, margin is pwede ka maka-customize, but usually, for example, if you are going to make a document such document nga thesis or research paper, mag-customize kag margin, it's because on the left side kay ana man siya i-bookbind, magbutang ka og allowance. So usually ang left ana is 1.5 and the rest is 1 inch. And then click on OK. So as you can see, the margin is na-move na siya. 1 ra dire, 1 dire, but this part here is 1.5. So that is how margins work. Diba? Kung ibalik pa mo siya 1 inch tanan, pwede ra pod or ganahan kag 0.5 ra. Okay? So you can do everything sa na-explore lang mo. Next is orientation. Orientation is dihigda ba siya or barog. So usually kani nga mga document ingon ani, let's just have it by default lang nga portrait siya. What if you're going to click on landscape is, okay, pataas siya. Diba? So, nga niya ang forma. So, ibalik na to siya into portrait. So, sa sizes class, ani magdaog ang kanang ka nga. Kung sa'y gigamit nga papel in a print, we have long ba? Or short ba? Or A4 ba? Or unsang klase nga papel. Diba? The short bond paper is letter na siya. We have 8.5 by 11 and the long bond paper is 8.5 by 13. So I am not really into using legal kay 14 ni siya. I think this is only intended for papers outside the Philippines. But inside our country, equivalent ni long bond paper is 8.5 by 13. So it would be better if we are just going to click on more paper sizes and then replace the 11 by 13 instead of really clicking on the legal. Kay ang usually yung mahitabo ingon ana kay inag-print nimo maputol siya is because nag-expect si printer o nga inagawas ana niya is ang gipasibuan is 14 but where in fact ang atong papel dire is only 13. So, usually, mga legal documents, something like this on board is A4 daw ang ilahang paper. But, it depends na siya kung unsa ang sugo sa kataas-taasan. So, i-click lang na to sa A4 kay para medyo realistic ta. True to reality. Okay? So, we are done with the size. So, ari na ta ni column. Kani si column class is for example, 1 column naman siya. But if you want to have this into 2, pwede po ka mag-2 na, pero wala lang siya dito. It's because kanang, makabantay ka na, tunga siya. So, if mapuno ni siya dire dapita class, mo na mabalhin na siya dire. Mo na nga wala siya mabutang dire, it's because wala pa man siya, dili pa man siya. Let's try ha. Ato asiyang dugangan. So, daghan na siya kaayo. I-control all ni mo siya and then click on column na 2. Diba? Kabantay ka, na siya nasumpay dire. Because dili naman kitay siya masulod lang dire nga part. Okay? That is how columns work. So, if ganahan ko kag 3 columns, usually ingon ani ang mogamit ka ng mga leaflets. Nga na. Click na siya. So, 3 columns na ka. And then, ibalik na to siya ni 1. Okay. Dili ta magamit ana for our document. But maybe soon, let's just figure it out. Next is, okay, so this is very, very important class. We have the header and the footer. So, header and footer class is importante ni siya. Kana bitang magama kag document nga para tanan nga document nga mo follow ani niya. This is only page 1. So, for the next pages nga, iyahang i-create, page 2, page 3, and so on, mo-affect siya without you always typing on top of it. So, how to go to the header man? So, ari ka ni insert, i-click ni mo si header, and then, may magawas ana ari ka ni blank header. So, hatagan ka niya og ingon ani. But actually, pwede ra gihapon ka o mag-double click ana, mo sulod na ka dire. So type here. So kung nakabantay ka, mura siya nihanap diri dapita, it's because you are working inside the header. But if you're going to double click outside the header, mao na pud siya ang maklaro, mao na pud ni siya ang murag gray or murag hanap. It's because you are no longer working inside the header, but you are working inside the document mismo. So, kung mabalik ko din sa header, i-double click na po siya. For example, I will write here the course, software application and network system used in seagoing ships. Okay? So, how to close it? Click on close header and footer. Okay? So, kung nakabantay ka, mo ni siya. So, ma'am, kanang gusto ni makita ma'am nga sa second page kay nibutang ko na siya. Okay? So, dapat umabot sa second page class or pwede ra ka mag-insert diha o kanang blank page kani para diretso na ka dire. 'Di ba? So, kung nakita ninyo, this is now the second page naman ni siya. Kaya di ba awang, page 2 na ta. Pero, dili na ka mag-type-type pa. It's because the header is already there naman. So, nga na lang ka-simple mag-create ni header. Next is if we are going to click, put footer. From the word itself, footer, foot, pasabot na sa end. Pwede ra ka mo double click somewhere here or para di mo maglisod, adto gyapon ka ni insert, click on footer and then blank. But usually kung magbutang tag page numbers, automatically na siya nga footer. So in such documents ng Google Class, especially as this one, mga documents, gamit jud kaayo si page number ana. So, if you're going to click on that one, and then arita sa bottom of page, and then arita playing number 1. Automatic na siya nga footer na ni siya diretso. So, as you can see, 2 ang nakabutang diha, ang dire is 1. So, arita mag-manipulate ni 1. Ayaw siya hilabti ang kaning 1, 2, ngani-ngani, or balik mo siya i-delete, niya pulihan mo siya 1, ikaw mismo ang mag-type, ayaw siya ingon na. It's because ang mahitabuan na, the tendency is in the following documents niya, instead na mo-increment na siya, musaka niyang pages, magpabili na siya nga always 1. That's why, dili na to siya hilabtan. So, iwutan kitay diri ang inyong apelido. For example, this is my surname. And then, click on tab, press on tab, kaya para mag-dot-dot na siya dito. Okay? So, i-close na po siya. So, as you can see, na-dire, inag-abot mo sa ubos, naagya po na siya dire, but this time the page number is no longer 1. This incremented into additional 1, that's why 2, and then ang sunod niya is 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So, that is how header and footer works. So, next is Arinatani tables. Tables class is very, very important, especially in creating documents on board. Kaya usually, anak, kasagaran yung table, fit kaayo ang daghan. Okay? So, sa header day class, mabalik ko sa header ha, pwede po ka makapuno diri sa pigkas. Why not? Diba? So, for example, I am going to put the date for today. I am making this one, for example, September 27, 2021. And then I will close this one. Then it will also reflect to the second page and to the other pages after the second page. So now, arita mag-manipulate ng second page para sa ato ang table. So, pwede ra ka mag-control enter at to go to the next page or pwede ka mag-click atong insert the blank page. So, let's type it here, certificate and document. So, kani siya, ako ni siyang ikat. Kung siyang i-highlight, ikat na po siya, butang na po siya, dire. So, I have here table 1, certificate and documents. So, ako ni siyang ibutang sa center. Ako siyang i-bold. And then, butang na po sa center. And then, I will type here general. And then, enter. So, kung kabantay mo, layo arapod ka ayaw mong oy. Sa galito, ang gihi mo ganina, ako na siyang i-highlight. And then, I will click on the line and paragraph spacing. And then, I will remove the space after paragraph. So, this way, ingana na siya. Dili na siya, ingana ka LDR. Okay? So next is we're going to insert table. So I will click on insert and click on table. Actually, ngani. Pagantay ka, more siya multiplication table. So mag-create kin tayo ko og 5 ka column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then 5 would ka row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So um inag kuan niya class magbutang ka diri for example I will just type in the words kung say nakabutang siya dapat we have this is a sample certificate and documents sa maritime na certificate and documents. I am not just that knowledgeable when it comes to the documents in the maritime department since I am from the IT department. So ato lang ni siyang i-copy from their directory. So ato siyang himuon na realistic in order for you to have a heads up kung unsa gid ang inyong himuon dito sa barko. So the advantage for this one class if makit-an ka og potential nga maayo ka og computer is that when it comes to promotion or ingon ana, siguro this is a factor, but I am not sure. But the fact na you are very much knowledgeable when it comes to creating documents on board, isa na sa factor nga makaingon ang mga head, or I mean, makaingon ang mga higher na, okay, this is an asset, or you are an asset. So that's why, ipakita din mo nga, kamaugid ka ng mga ingon analysts. Because since we are now in an era wherein technology is very wide, so, importante na gid kaayo nga makamaog gyud ta mo gamit og computer. Okay. So, I have already provided here the mga unsa nang mga butang-butang diha inside the certificate and documents. So, pwede sa class maka-insert dire. So, mag-insert ka, for example, ako siya yan na. And then, ari ko ni layout, pwede ka maka-insert above, pwede ka maka-insert below, diba? So, for example, mag-insert above ko. Kaya natin tayo nakalimtan na before the radio station license, which is after the flag registry certificate, na pa ko i-insert dito na nakalimot ko. Dili na ka magkinahanglan pa og imong i-delete ang mga na-type na nimo kasi nga pud kayo taas na kaugtulin, diba? All you need to do is to insert. If you want to insert above or you want to insert below. But, if in case nakarealize ka nga, ay, sakto ra dito, dili ra dito siya insertan on top, then you can actually delete that one as well. But, in deleting, you have to make sure that wala ang galing mo siya na-highlight or mas better nga makahibaw ka o asa imong i-delete. So, this one here, nga naka-horizontal siya, this is called Roseman. So, you are not going to delete the columns nor the table or the cells, but you're going to click on delete rows. Okay? So, nawala ra siya, nibalik ra siya. So, same thing with the column gihapon task. For example, dire, nag-insert ka o column to the left. Diba? Kani, left. So, naka-realize ka nga, o dili dito siya pwede. So, just click on this one, delete here, and then, this time, you are not deleting rows. You are deleting columns. So, if you're going to click on columns, mawala na siya. Okay? So, next is, if we are going to move table. Kung mag-move sa table class, i-click lang ni siya kani siya. Oh. For dili ka pwede maklik ulingon ani ang inyong cursor. But, you need to, kaning rag Karchan plane bitaw. Kani. So, i-click nimo na siya. Nakabantay ka, na-highlight sila tanan. And then, i-hold lang nimo siya class. And then, you can drag this one anywhere in the space provided here. So, dirako nimo siya padung diri or di ka ganahan, ipaubos pa din mo siya. So, now let's get it back to its original position. Okay. So, next is, since we are done with moving the table, now let's move on to resizing a table. Resizing means, iman siyang birahon diri class, kani, kana, so ma-resize siya. Sabot mo utrong niyang size. But, I advise you that when it comes to resizing table, it's better to start from the left towards the right. Okay? The tendency, if you are going to drag this one, from the right padung sa right mismo is okay, tanawon sa nahitabo kana niya dirahon po nako siya dire o dirahon po nako siya dire. I mean namoy uban ana nga ma-move siya class, for example kana modot-dot na siya taman dire sa pinaka end, but it depends sa version kay nay uban nga version manggod nga maguba gyud siya as in maguba. That's why masindot kun diri gyud ka magsugod padung ka diri sa right. Okay, so ingani na siya pag-resize. Next is merging. Merging cells. Merge is, unsa man ang merge? Imo siyang itapo. For example, two cells, you are going to make them as one. So, kani siya pintahay ani nga part. Diba? So, class certificate. Wala kay gibutang diri sa ubos. So, i-merge pintahay na nimo siya. I-highlight na nimo silang duha and then click on merge cells. Okay? So, kung i-merge po nimo siya kaning kana, merge cells siya punta, kung kana, merge cells. Diba? So, inanaon nito siya kay para hinlo siya tan-awon. Next is split table. Pasabot og split is imong buwagon. So, kung mag-split ka og table class kay for example, this one, ato siyang kanang i-click kani. So, inag-split table nimo ana niya. So, mabugto siya. Kaya ga-split man kayo man siyang gibahin. So, i-undo nimo siya kung na-realize nimo nga dili nimo siya dapat i-split. Next is we have border and shading. Okay? So, ang atong table class pwede na to siya mapagwapahan. Diba? So, naatay mga klase-klase nga table diri. But if you want to have the shaded lang ani nga part, pwede ra gihapon. Okay, ana pintahay. And then, we have border styles. If gusto ka nga double border ang iyahang kuan sa ubos dire. So, tanawa sa mga tabo, di ba? Ma-double siya. If you want to change the color of the pen, or if you want to change the size, niya mismo, kana pintahay, padak-an na to. Okay? So, dako na ni siya kaayo. So, okay, nga na. So, it's up to you. That is for you to explore the entire software mismo. Kaya there are a lot to do. Kani akong gitudlo. This is just very basic lang. Kay, more man sa ni siya ang kinahanglan niyo. Next is erasing table. So, balik ta dire. Okay? So, eraser. Ang mahitabuan ni class, for example, i-click na to si eraser. I-click na to ni siya kani, ana. So, mura ra ka ga-merge. Kaya erase man ka adto nga part, kadto nga border. So, ingani ang mahitabo if you're going to erase a table. Next is we have here text direction. So, ang text direction class, for example, kani, diba? Kung pamantay ka, pwede mo siya mayroon ana. Hindi na siya nimo. But this is how text direction works. Next is repeat rows and header. Kaya, for example, taas na bitaw kayo ang imong table class. Kanya, kanang, dili na ka makakita niya o unsa may kuan ani kay tungod sa iyang kataas, diba? Maabot hintay siya sa second page niya. Wala na kay ba unsa man ni siya ang sumpay ani kay dili nimo siya makita. That's why you can use repeat, header, and rows. So pasabot ana maduha na siya. But that is intended only if the rows kay daghan na siya kaayo. Too much na siya to occupy a single na page. Next is we have align center. So, better siya class nga lami po tanawon ang ato ang document, diba? So, this one here natin mga alignment. We have align center. Kung i-click nito siyang align top is nga na lang siyang hitabo. But, since ako man siya kayo space dire, that's why it's important nga mabalance siya both X and Y axis. If you're going to click this one, nga na siya ang hitabo, diba? Mas pinlo siya. Mas organized. Next is, okay, insert picture. How to insert picture? Pintay kani akong gamiton. I-insert nimo, mag-insert ka diri, click on pictures, and then, so say for example, this one, click na to si insert. So, kung nakabantay mo, dili na to siya basta-basta lang o ka-drag ang iyahang picture. That's why naatay gitawag og wrap text. Kay pwede ka click mo si square, diba? Ang letters na, ang characters na, ang words na ang i-adjust niya. So, no need for you nga kuan kay humuka siya kayo na. And then, if you want other wrapping, kung gusto ka og behind text, behind siya sa text. In front of text is in front ra pud siya sa text, madragdag nimo siya, diba? So there are a lot of options here. Next is print screen. Print screen is something like pariha ra na siya theory sa atong screenshot. So we have our mobile phones and then we always do screenshot every time na natay gusto nga i-capture at that very moment yun mismo nga nahitabo siya. So pariha ra na siya og theory ni print screen. So if you are using laptop or desktop, on your keyboard you can see print screen. You can press that one and then i-paste na to siya. For example here, ako siyang i-paste, Ctrl V. Okay, so kung saan na-capture na ko ganina ang nga window, makuha nimo siya diri. And now, let's move forward with Unsay sunod ani? What do you think? Okay. So, next is arita ni crop. So, inag-crop na to ani siya sa format. Mag-crop ta class para asa man si crop. Para lang kadturang part nga gusto nimo nga ipakita, mura pud to siya makita. So, crop ato siyang putlon, for example, kanira nga ako ang gusto. Labot ng uban diha na nasa kilid, kanira akong gusto nga makita. And then click on this. Okay? So, that is cropping. Intended for images. Next is convert text into table. So, let's go back with this one. So, naatay text, diba kani? So, I want this one to convert it into tables. Unsaon man. So, arita na. And then, ahara to sa table na to. Kay para maka-convert ta niya. Okay, arita ni table and then convert text to table. Na-click na to niya. Number of columns, okay na siya. And click on OK. So, nga ni siya ang mahitabo. So, from text siya, dili na ka necessary pa nga mag-create kag table, then i-copy-paste nimo siya adto, diretso na lang kag-convert text into table. But this is not applicable in the document that we're going to make. That's why, kana siya is, ako lang na siyang itudlo para lang po makahibaw mo. Okay, next is we have drop cap. Unsa man si drop cap class? Okay, for example, kani mo man siya nga to ang let me delete this one. Mingon sa drop cap is kanang usually sa mga editorial ni siya nga gamiton. Ang mahitabuan niya is mudako ang first nga letter ana nga sentence or ana nga certain paragraph. For example, this one here, drop cap. Kana gusto kag drop or in margin or depende na nimo. There are a lot of options but usually ingan yang gihimo. Ang ingan yang gigamit. Okay, I think that is all for this week's video. So, mao lang to siya. Ang ato ang gi-topic is all about editing and then formatting text. We have also modifying page layout and inserting headers and footers and as well as table. So, see you on the next video that will be given next week. So, see you next week in our next lesson.